Hey guys, it's Dustin. So I am going to do another update today, and I'm going to be looking over my birds from the auction, make sure they look healthy before I put them into the loft. That's why they've been quarantined for a few days. Before I do though, I have something else to show you. But before I show you that, let Willie out. Willie does not like to be stuck in his cage while I'm in the room. But anyways, I just want to show you all this. Some of y'all probably know I have this fish tank on my bed. I built this fish tank myself, cut the glass and all that, put it together. But I keep tropical fish as well as pigeons, and these are guppy fry that I've got. I don't know if you can see them. There's a couple of them in there. Honestly, it might be easier for y'all to tell. If I pick this up and let you look at the surface, see them moving around in there. But I realize this is a pigeon channel, but it's also kind of a vlog for me, so just wanted to show you all that. But teeny tiny little things, the camera won't even focus on them. But Willie wants to go outside. We'll take Willie with us and head on out there today. But just want to share that with y'all. There was one right there. It is. There's 20 of them in here. Alright, well, we'll get back to the pigeons now. Well, I'll show you the guppies first. Some of y'all probably don't know what a guppy is. Well, you probably do, you just don't know that that's what it's called. These larger fish in here, these are the guppies. That one right there, that's the mom. Guppies were the first animal I ever bred. So all 20 of these babies popped out her, plus whatever that beta fish ate. He ate quite a few. But Willie, get off my pillow. Get off my pillow. Come here. Yeah, you don't need to be up on my pillow. I don't want you pooping on my pillow. I don't want you walking on my pillow. You dirty, messy bird. You dirty, messy bird. But you're a pretty bird, too. You a hungry bird? You a hungry bird? Alright. We'll go outside now. Alright guys, we're outside now. I've got the camera on the tripod. Just realized I went back into my room after I came out. I knew I wanted to do something, forgot immediately. Now I realize I wanted to clean the lens off my camera. But hopefully y'all can still see everything just fine. So, we got the young birds in the loft. Still haven't taken that broken sign down. We got the young birds here, which at first glance all appear to be fine. Now because when I put them in here, I'm no longer going to be able to fly these guys. Not until these are trap trained and I can let them out to fly with them. And it may be about a week and a half-ish probably, because I'm wanting to put them in here, let them get used to being in here, and then move those two babies that are in here over, and then let them also get used to being in here for a few days, and then commence with trap training. And so it may be 2 weeks or so before I'm flying birds again, so I'm going to go ahead and let them out. Let them enjoy their last day of freedom for a little while. I think that was everyone. Obviously I need to refill their water too. Oh, Steve is in here, but that's a whole nother story. I need to put him back. Just gonna close my trap. I have a little latch on there, but I never latch it shut. So let's get these guys. Alright, so let's see, I'm going to set up my camera. I guess I need to do it this way because the sun. You know what, I'll just turn this back on after I get my camera set up. Well, I said that, but actually I'm realizing I don't see my pigeons any. Oh, there they are. I was going to say, surely they didn't fly off. I mean, homers do that, but usually not at this age. I was going to say, did those old birds start ranging and pull the young birds off with them? You can see it is fairly windy today. Let me zoom in, see if you can't see them better. But you can see the leaves blowing around. Here's our maple tree. You can see it blowing in the wind. So it is pretty windy today. And again, I don't really mind flying them in the wind all that much. The only reason I don't hardly ever do it is just because my friend Rick tells me not to, because he's had trouble with it. But I really haven't ever had any trouble with it with my racing homers. Now, don't get me wrong, I have had a roller or two get hurt, but that might not have even been when it was windy, so I really might not have ever had any trouble with it. But I'll turn the camera back on after I get it. Alright, so young bird's still out, still flying. On a side note, I said that about being careful flying them in the wind. Besides being careful because they can get hurt, I actually just love watching them fly in the wind. Don't know if you can though, because I don't think you can see them. They went behind the trees. Oh well. So we'll move on to my auction birds over here. So first thing we're going to look at is the inside of the cage, which you can't see very well because the side's casting a shadow. The sun's gone down enough already. But basically I'm just looking for green poop. Looking for as in not wanting to see it. And I'm really not seeing any, so that's good. At a first glance, I don't want to see any ruffled up feathers. I want to see everyone's feathers be nice and slick and smooth like this guy, which you really can't see very well in here, but I'm about to start getting them out. So I'll just set my camera on the tripod and then we'll do that. So there we go. And I'll start showing you. So first thing I'm going to do is pull this waterer out just so it's easier to get to them. Tell you what, we'll start with this one. We'll start with this one just because he's kind of special. This is an indigo. Let me step over here so I can see the screen, make sure you can see. This is an indigo racing homer. You can see real nice light colored wings. Got the rusty red on his wing. And I'm sure the sun is kind of bleaching it out on camera. But just a beautiful looking bird. I don't cast a shadow on it. But anyways, so first, hopefully I'm not casting a shadow. Let's look at his nose. So we don't want to be seeing any kind of drainage, no liquid on it, no snot or anything, which I'm not. And again, I realize this is probably kind of difficult for y'all to see because the camera itself is casting the shadow. Then I'm actually gonna, it's easier if you put him up against your chest while you're trying to do this. Open up his beak and look down his throat. Now, it's going to be hard for you to see. I'm not even going to try and show you what the inside of his throat looks like because you're not going to be able to see. But basically I was looking for any kind of like a cheesy buildup in there, which would be a sign of canker. And I'm not seeing that. So then let's turn him up over and look at his rump. If this was stained green, that would be very bad. But I'm not seeing any kind of green stain. No poop stuck to his vent, so that's good. That's what I want to see. Again, he's letting me move him around. Nothing feels stiff or hurt. No swelling on any of his joints. Eyes clear. His eyes look nice and clear, open. Looking around. So he looks pretty good. Again, looking at his feet also. His feet don't have green poo stuck to them, so that's good. We wouldn't want to see that. Green poop does not necessarily mean they have a disease, but it's a sign of stress, and disease stresses them out. So if they are sick, it's going to stress them, and they're probably going to have some green poop. So if they have green poop, that's a sign they could be sick, though it doesn't necessarily mean that they are. At the auction, when these guys were all in the cages, they were all having green poop because they were stressed out from being moved around So I just wanted to watch and make sure that the green poop went away. So I'm just going to go stick this guy straight into the loft over there. And now I'm actually just going to kind of look them over. I want to show you that. If I find anything that looks wrong with one, I'll pull it out and show you. And actually, I went ahead and stuck him over there, but now I'm kind of thinking I should have just put him back in here, because if I find anything wrong with any of them, I'm going to want to continue to quarantine and probably separate them, because if one of them is sick now, it means it could have given it to the others that were in this box, and so I don't want to put a potentially sick pigeon in there. But I'm going to go keep looking at them. While I do that, we're going to talk about the future here. The future of my YouTube channel, of me racing. So, first thing we'll say, immediate future, I'm going to be putting 2 waterers in there, and then once the other babies I've got in there get ready to go in here, those white birds, the 2 white homers, are going back in the breeding loft. You all remember, those are the only 2 I have, and I want to keep them safe and breed them. So they're going to go back in the breeding loft, so there will be plenty of room in here, and hopefully those birds will start to breed soon. So then on top of that, y'all know I'm going to be building a flying loft. Probably it's going to be 6 foot wide, 8 foot long, 7 foot, probably 7, maybe 6.5 foot wide, something like that. So I still got to do that. Hopefully I'll be getting that done pretty quick. So I'm going to be doing that, and then I've got to think about training. Unfortunately, you know, it's taken a while to get my birds built up, because also kind of hold on to their feet when you look at them like this. I would hate for him to slide out of my hand and go flying off. Probably would not be able to get him back. At first he'd probably try and fly with the flock that's out right now, but he probably wouldn't go back in the loft, and I probably wouldn't be able to get him out, get him back. So I'm really liking it. These birds are pretty calm. It's nice. Y'all know I don't like real wild birds. This one right here's got some white flights. Look at this one, guys. It's interesting. This flight feather right here actually fades from being dark to light. This first one right here. So that's interesting. But so I'm going to be doing that, and then training. I really would like to already just be flying the birds, building up their strength, which is what I'm doing. Y'all can see I've got those, the ones flying around. Alright, so that's all the homers. They all get a clean bill of health. But then I do have one more bird in here. This one right here, of course, is not a homer. This is another Oriental frill. There was one Oriental frill there being sold. It was the last bird. I bought it for $5. And it's a nice looking little bird. And again, you see there's some poop stuck to his feet a little bit from being in there, but it's not green. It's kind of a tan color, and that's because I'm feeding them gold colored pellets right now. But yeah, everyone looks fine. So he's going into the young bird loft because he's going to be a dropper. So training, I wish I could just keep on training like I'm doing right now. Trying to get my camera out of here. Camera doesn't want to come out. There we go. Like I'm doing. Wonder where they even went. I don't even know. Oh, there they are. Way over that way. That's what I would like to be doing, but I'm going to have to start all over again with this next round of babies. And I was wanting, and they're way out there, you can't even see them. They went behind the trees. But, there they are. I saw them for a moment. There they are. But, I'm going to have to backtrack and trap train all these new babies. We'll step into the breeding loft. Y'all can see what I'm talking about. Let me just get this done. I won't show you all the combination. I'll turn this back on. Alright, so I'm in the breeding loft now. And that lock out there is mostly just because the door, I've had a problem with the door coming open. Let's see who's under here. So this is the parent pair, but their babies are not under there with them. Let's see. Oh, look who wound up on the floor. Come here. You right back there with Mom. Well, where's the pair? Here's one of them. So this little black baby right here is a homer that is going to be being moved out, and then it's got a little blue bar sibling. There it is, right there. See it right there. Anyway, so they're going to be being moved out there pretty soon. And then they'll be followed pretty quickly by this pair. This pair of grizzle homers, and then again right behind them is this grizzle and this, what are you? It looks like that one really might be a barless. So I'm going to have to backtrack. But then I've still got 9 bands over here. So I want to get these guys, and 2 of them are going to go up here with these pair of babies. But these are going to be far enough behind that I'm not even counting them at the moment. But anyway, so I'd like to be, I would like to go ahead and move these out and then just start my training. But I'm not going to be able to, I've got to choose between training sooner or having more pigeons. And I'd rather have more pigeons because as much as I hate to say it, hawks are going to eat some of them. And I don't want to not have enough pigeons. So that's unfortunately something I've got to deal with. But thankfully my hawk problems have not been too bad though. But so this pair that I just showed you, that blue bar and black hen down there, they are looking like they're going to lay again. The cock has been driving the hen. You can see that pink bump of swelling on her wing. It's been like that, and I really don't know what the problem is, but she seems fine, except that she can't fly. But she's been that way for months, so I don't know. Weight-wise, she's okay, but they have been making the nest over here. You can see I need to refill water as they drank all their water and knocked their milk jugs down. And I wouldn't recommend letting them run out, but they did this time. So they're going to lay eggs again soon. I'm thinking about, I've got a ice cream container, a plastic ice cream container, which they're about that tall. And I'm thinking about sticking in here so that these guys, the parents, can go ahead and build or go ahead and lay another pair of eggs and go ahead and get incubating them, and then maybe doing the same thing over here. This nest is open, actually. What I could do is just take this nest and for the moment just sit it in there. I don't know, they might use that one. To be honest, I'm probably going to just take away the nest that's in there because they can be on a flat surface now. You don't want them to start out on a flat surface because they can get splay legs, which are where their legs are spread apart in a split. But I'm not worried about that at this point, so I may just take this nest, which they're wanting to be in. Come on, hop down though, babies. Take this nest. I don't know. I'm just going to sit it right here for the moment. Somehow that really spooked one of those racing homers. And I don't know. I'll have to scrape that out first, and then I'll set that nest in there. They've been pooping around the nest. And then I may take these guys. These guys can probably come down now. Oh, be careful there, little buddy. What's you doing? These are some feisty ones. They're trying to bite me. they're probably okay at this point. Change out the material in that nest, refill it with pine shavings, get more pine needles, and hopefully get them on eggs again. And then that'll be my last round of babies. That'll add 4 more, 5, 6 more, because then I'll still have 3 band. No, yeah, then I'll have 1 band left over. I'll probably try and get some bands from some of the guys at the club, some extra bands that they haven't used, and try to raise up some. Like, I want to get to raising those white homers as soon as possible. Actually, I do have a little plan for how I can raise the white homers up faster, but that's for another video. The short update on, well, let me step out here real quick and make sure my birds probably all came and landed. Maybe not. No? They're not sitting out here. Or did they just go land somewhere else? I don't see them. Maybe they're still flying. If they are still flying, I'm proud of them. If you start your birds off right, feed them well, fly them when they're young, especially on a little bit of a breezy day like this, they love to fly. So I don't know where they are at the moment. I don't know where they are at the moment, but they're not sitting out here, so I doubt they've landed. Oh well, back in here. Anyways, I'll update you on the rollers and stuff. So their eggs still haven't hatched, right? Nope, theirs haven't hatched. Theirs hatch on. Oh, theirs should hatch on Friday. Today's Monday, so they got 4 more days. And here's one of their babies. I think it can, it can fly. But and then this is its sibling right here, who has left the nest box now. Again, he can do just fine. I'll stick this little one back in the nest box. But he comes and goes as he pleases. Sometimes he's in his nest box, sometimes he's not. So he's looking real nice. And then their sibling over here, you'll remember I stuck this little roller back in here. But it looks like it's been eating good. So that's good. Then roller roll across over here. I mean, their babies are looking real nice. I don't know what's up with that one tail feather there. That's kind of funny. I like it though. But they need names. See, I haven't been really naming my homers because I know a lot of them are going to get eaten by hawks, which is the natural order of things. Hawks eat pigeons. I don't really like it, but that is just kind of how it goes. But so I haven't really been naming them, but these guys are going to be pretty safe. They're more for looking at, so I need to name them. Not to mention, I already know their genders. I know that that one's the cock and that's a hen. So that's a boy and that's a girl. I know that because I did a sex link breeding. And again, I'll put a link on here. I guess I can get one of those little message things to pop up on the screen here. Maybe I can do it like right here. I do it on this roller's head right there. Put up a link on sex link breeding because I did a video on it. Y'all can see. But you can see they've got feathered legs from their mom. Where is their mom? She's right here. You can see she's got feathery. That's called grouse-legged is what it is. Muffs is when they have the big feathers coming out from their feet, but that's called grouse-legged. And you can see most of that carried over. It's not quite as much though. But then again, even the rollers, see this little black roller here, I mean he's got a little bit of grouse-legging to him. This one doesn't. I don't recall either. See, that's its mom right there. She doesn't. I don't think the dad does either. But so yeah, that happens. But they're real nice looking, both indigo. That one's ash red. That's blue, which is how I know their genders. Since it was sex link breeding. Feisty little thing. Put one back in there. Hopefully they'll start flying about. And they still like try and climb in the nest with dad. Right here, who's sitting on eggs. You can see. They'll probably kick those babies out of the nest box here pretty soon. And then this pair right here, still getting fed. Still got a nice squishy jiggly crop right there, he's getting fed. But the parents aren't spending so much time with them. I took away the nest. Reason being is I'm going to pair their mom right there. That's satinette. I'm going to pair her up to my blue satinette cock I've gotten put out a couple rounds of satinettes to use as droppers, because I like having droppers. You're feisty, aren't you? You're not mean. You're not. But anyway, so they're doing fine. This little roller, which y'all saw had flown to the floor just a minute ago, probably didn't need to be stuck back in its nest box, but I put it back. It certainly won't hurt anything. Then here's April's baby. A lot of y'all know who April is. This little indigo roller cock right here. Sorry, video cut out. But he's paired up to that mostly white hen right there. But the little baby is going to be Grizzle, blue Grizzle. See if I can't get it to sit on my hand. And then you can see it's going to be mostly, its wings are going to be mostly white. I actually don't think that's not a result of the grizzling. I don't think that's the piebald spreading. I don't know if piebald always does this, but let's see if I can't grab April real quick here, and let me show you. So, oh, my camera took over. Actually, let me sit him down for a moment and show you his dad first. So this is April's dad. April's dad has a few white tail feathers in his tail, but it's mostly dark. And then he's got about half white wings. You can see the dividing line right there. And April's mom was pretty similar. April's mom had more of a white tail, but it had dark feathers too. And the white on her wings was about the same way. Now April came out with a completely white tail, one little dark feather there, and then more of April's wing was white. And when April's wings are folded up, you can see a little bit of white here, which you can't on the dad. And then April's body, the white on April's body spread a little bit too. Spot, which is April's dad, see, he has a very small amount of white there around his feet. But April has a little bit more. April's head is a little more white. April's mom, her head was not white at all. April's mom, her head was black. So the piebald has spread on April, and it looks like now that April has a baby of his own, that the piebald is continuing to spread, especially on the wing, and is going to make the whole wing white. Which is called magpie, is what that coloration is called. So at that point it goes from being called white flights, which is what he has, to being called magpie. And you can see the white on the body has spread too. This one's head's not going to be as white, but its body is going to be very white. And again, the grizzle lightens things up a little too and helps with that. But that's mostly the piebald spreading. So if I continue to breed April and breed offspring of his back together or back to him, it's completely reasonable to think that I could create white rollers just by spreading the piebald pattern. Looks like the birds have kind of come and landed. So I'm not too worried about it though at this point. Like I said, they're about to be cooped up again for a couple more weeks. So I'm not real worried about it. Someone needs to be sitting on these eggs over here. But, where's their mom? Anyway, so I need to go get them some water, obviously. Here's the mom. Yeah, come in here with your eggs. See, she probably didn't realize that the cock got off the nest, and she probably didn't realize the eggs were uncovered. She'll probably settle down on them now. But, yeah, still loving these white grizzle babies. I just really don't look forward to flying them because I know they're not going to fare as well against hawks. But they are beautiful. I'm probably, when I move the second round, because we're still talking about my future plans here a little bit, when I move my second round of babies out, or my third round, so I'm going to move all these babies out, this pair, that pair down there. I'm going to move all of them out and get their parents breeding one last time, so that'll be my third round of babies. And when that round is ready, I'm going to move them out, but I'm going to take parents with them. So their parents are going, their dad will go. Like I mentioned earlier, their mom can't fly right, so she won't. So this pair and that cock will go, so that'll be 3 more old birds added. This pair won't, because I obtained these adults already as adults. Checking on the babies. A little while back from another guy, and they're a couple years old. They've already been trained and raced, so I won't be able to fly them with my flock. But these two pigeons right here will go. These two would go, and at first they probably, I don't know. Look at that, there's Ash. I wonder if he's going to come on in here through the trap. See, that he's not been trap trained to this loft, but he's thinking about it. Hey Ash, you going to come on in here? Y'all see him even? I guess y'all can kind of see him. Sun's glaring in through there. But anyway, so I'll probably try and breed out some more babies from them. Just because I like having grizzle homers. And then I'll get those white, here came that roller flying by, and I'll get those white birds breeding. But still not sure what I'm doing with this bird right here. But I think that's about all I can show you. There's not much more to show you, except that tell you all these babies right here are going to be banded on Friday. Should be the same time their eggs hatch. Oh, I am switching up rollers a little bit. Besides the fact that I'm going to be taking their dad away and remating their mom, which is that satinette. She's going to come kick this roller, this little roller out of there. I'm going to pair her up to that satinette cock I've got. Not the one I bought at the auction. That one's still pretty young. I'm pairing her up to an older bird I've got. But so he's not going to get to do any more breeding right now. But their eggs should not hatch far behind theirs, just a few days behind. And then after their babies are all grown up and moved out, Spot, which is right here, so this older indigo cock, is being paired to this blue check hen right here. Reason being is I want to create some indigo rollers that are not spread. And together they'll make some spread indigos, but they'll also make some that don't have spread. That'll be checks and bars and stuff. So, and I kind of want to add those in. Again, I use the rollers more as my color birds, just because the homers are my athletes that I work with. So the rollers are more just something to look at, something to breed for color, for fun. That's why I don't mind crossing them with the satin nets. That was interesting. But we'll head on back out here now. Yeah, maybe this little thing keeps my door from coming open when I'm on the inside. It'll get me sometime. I'm gonna go ahead and hang this lock on here because I would not want that to come undone. See, there's Ash up there. All the birds are up there. I'm gonna send them on, have them fly a little longer. Again, I got my net that I use a flag. I'm trying not to come around the front too much with my net because I don't want to scare my new birds in here. No reason to traumatize them. There they go. I'll let y'all watch them for a minute. I know I love watching them fly, so I'm sure y'all don't mind watching them either. It's not the same on camera, of course, though. Y'all love it when I get a good flock of rollers flying. You can see they're flying real low now. They're not wanting to fly so much. Part of it is they're thirsty because they're out of water. Anyways, I'll go ahead and open up the trap here. Grab my pitcher of food. Tell you what, I've got a little idea of something that I'm going to do for y'all real quick. Alright, I got the camera in here. I'll let y'all watch them pile in the trap. It looks kind of cool. Enjoy. see a few of them were eyeing the camera kind of suspiciously. Didn't want to come in just yet, but I don't know. It looks kind of cool when they do that. So you can see the new birds all sitting up there. You're not really sure what to make of this, but they'll be fine. Looking forward to breeding these white birds though. I just hope that they are a cock and hen. I think they are. And they're unrelated. They're not they're not siblings. But you can see this is the other ash red grizzle I've got. It's sibling to the ones in there. But Steve's hungry. Steve wants out. Steve doesn't live in this loft. Steve lives in the one down there. I used Steve as a dropper last night. I flew him when it was pretty dark, and I had to use him to get its nervous young bird to come down into the loft. But they'll go down there and eat soon. They'll get hungry. They'll figure it all out. But thanks for watching, guys. Hope y'all enjoyed that update. It was a little long, a little bit rough there, but oh well. Still appreciating all the positive comments I'm getting. But thanks for watching, guys. Take care.